Hey guys, I'm Milo, your favorite wedding photographer. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back, bestie. Okay, so this is only my second video. I'm gonna wait a little bit before diving into something deep. But then I got this text from a friend saying, and I quote, "I was going to ask you if you ever did a video on your experience with new clients, the nervousness, etc." And that hit me because I feel like not enough people talk about something this deep in the industry because it doesn't look professional or you're not put together or anything like that, which I find a little bit stupid because you're human and you have every right to feel any emotion. So instead of pretending like I've always had it together as a wedding photographer, I would like to sit down and talk about the real stuff, the anxiety, the imposter syndrome, the nerves, and how I've learned to work with it instead of fighting it. Anxiety isn't something that I used to associate with being good at something. The truth is, you can be really good at your craft and still feel terrified before a shoot, especially with new clients. It's like a gut punch feeling that you get when you're packing your gear and you suddenly think, what if I forget how to direct them? What if they don't like me? What if I mess up? And even though I've done this so many times, that feeling doesn't magically go away. I've just really learned how to live with it. For me, it shows up as overthinking every little thing. Like, did I pack the batteries? Am I overdressed? Am I underdressed? What if they think I'm awkward? It's not always like a really loud panic. It's really subtle sometimes, but it sits with me right until the moment I start clicking that shutter. And even then I have to work to stay grounded. And then what actually helps me, I wouldn't say it would be the deep breaths or positive affirmations, which, don't get me wrong, positive affirmations work, just not in this moment. Like for me, what actually helps me would be to over prepare. I prep the day before. The morning of is less chaotic. I have default poses and prompts. I have a mental go-to list of shots I know I can fall back on if my brain blanks. I create a ritual specifically for this. Like, I create a playlist. I play the same playlist. I do the same steps. You know, having something familiar kind of calms my nerves and it's good. And then I have self-reminders. I screenshot messages that my past clients send me and I read them. And I remind myself, I've done this before. You know, it's not the first time. And then I focus outward when I'm spiraling. I ask myself, how can I make them feel amazing today? It kind of like shifts the spot from me to them and into the experience I'm trying to create for them, like the couple. I used to feel like I had to hide my anxiety to be taken seriously, but I realized clients don't need you to be perfect. They need you to be present. They need someone who cares. And I've learned that being quiet doesn't mean I'm not confident. Being anxious doesn't mean I'm unprofessional. And being sensitive doesn't make me any less of an artist. Then there's the imposter syndrome that also hits me. That's like the internal voice that's saying, you just got lucky. Other photographers are way better. You don't belong in this industry. It just convinces me that I'm a fraud. And the worst part is that I listen sometimes and I still hear that voice sometimes. But now I don't really let it drive. Instead, I collect proof. I collect smiles, the thank you messages, the growth. I remind myself that I've earned my place. If you're watching this and thinking, damn, same, just know that you're not alone and you have a place in this world. You can feel anxious and still be an incredible photographer, an incredible creative. You can show up scared and still show up strong. You are allowed to keep going anyway. There's one quote that I live by, which is like, do things scared. If you don't do them scared, you're not gonna do them. And I just play that in my brain over and over and over again whenever I don't want to do a shooting because I'm nervous or it's such a huge opportunity and I'm just afraid that I'm gonna, mess it up. I also realize that there's a lot of people faking it in the industry, and you see professional photographers with brands that just have like a point and shoot and they're just going crazy, and you know how much they're getting paid? A lot. So keep that in mind. If this helped you feel seen or even less alone, I'd love to hear in the comments. Let's build up a space where photographers can talk about the messy side too, not just the highlight reel. And if you're into these real behind the scenes, I've got a lot more coming from the highs and the lows and the hard stuff of being a traveling wedding photographer. Anyways, thanks for being here. See you in the next one.